streaming. If anybody can peek on YouTube, I'll put you. I just slid it in. I gotta turn off my phone. Oh, it says we're live. Anytime you want to start, Jeff.
Okay, you guys ready? I'll call the meeting to order. Everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
Thank you, dear.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call and open meeting law compliance, Jeff.
Excuse me, President Jeff Millies.
Here.
Trustee Jay Pekka.
Here.
Trustee Gary Finch.
Here.
Trustee Dylan Newman.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, President, note for the record, you do have a quorum of your village board. Also note for the record, Brett Bartels, the DPW director, is here, and you are in full compliance with the open meetings law.
Thank you. I'd like to announce possibility of a closed session. Consideration and possible action on a motion to convene into executive session under Wisconsin State Statute 19.85, parentheses 1, sub E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specific public business, whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, specifically the proposal for a merit tower and a North Prairie Joint Municipal Court agreement. Included in the closed session will be members of the village board, administrator clerk. This will require a roll call vote and no decisions will be made in closed session. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Moving on to miscellaneous matters. First one is our Eagle Scout proclamation for Logan John Lewandowski.
Oops. So Logan, if you'd want to come up and if you could just stand here and just face the camera. So Logan, you want to stand right here, dear, and just kind of face the camera? Right that camera right there.
All right. Logan John Lewandowski Day, Eagle Scout proclamation. Whereas the mission of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare young people to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetime by instilling in them values of the Scout oath and law. Scouts achieve their ranking by fulfilling requirements in areas of leadership, service, and outdoor skills. And whereas the trail to Eagle is a very steep slope, with only 4% of all Scouts achieving the highest ranking, that of Eagle Scout. And this comes only after earning the 21 necessary badges, including first aid, citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, citizenship in the world, communications, environmental science, personal fitness, personal management, camping, and family life. In addition to developing skills in emergency preparedness and life-saving, a choice among cycling, hiking, and swimming, all which must be completed by the Scout's 18th birthday. And whereas Logan John Lewandowski has fulfilled all the aforementioned requirements in addition to completing his Eagle Scout project, a project that encompasses all aspects of the candidate's leadership training and involves the planning, development, leadership, and eventual documentation of a project whose sole benefit is the community at large. Logan John Lewandowski's Eagle Scout project recognized the need at Hidden View Farm in Mequon, Wisconsin, where he has participated in equine therapy for many years. Deer and other animals were decimating the farm's vegetable garden. Logan led a team of volunteers in creating 2 raised bed gardens surrounded by a PVC structure with wire netting to protect the plants, and built several Leopold benches for visitors to relax and enjoy the gardens. Logan's project served the dual purpose of meeting a challenge the farm was having and allowing him to give back to an organization which has given him so much. Now, therefore, the village board of the Village of Vernon, on behalf of all its residents, joins with Troop 540 in recognizing this bright and outstanding young man for his many accomplishments, and specifically his receiving the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America, and hereby proclaims Sunday, February 16, 2025, this day of Logan's Court of Honor as Logan John Lewandowski's Day in the Village of Vernon. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands and cause the seal of the Village of Vernon, Wisconsin to be affixed this 6th day of February 2025.
Logan's parents, you want to come up with Logan and Jeff?
Why don't I get out front
Yep,
here?
and then mom and dad, sister. You guys don't mind standing by Logan?
Congratulations, Logan. It's clear now. Achieve that.
Kathy, come on. Kathy, get up there. Is that okay with you guys if Auntie Kathy comes up?
Yep.
Come on, Auntie Kathy, get up there. Logan, you gotta smile really big. Cheese, get in there, sis. Everybody's proud of Logan, everybody smile real big. Cheese. A little bit, oh, that's really zoom. Hold on, 1 second. And once again, big smile. Perfect. Yay!
Take one just of Logan.
Here, oh, I got Logan.
Let me get Logan one.
Yeah, mom and dad get some pictures.
Yeah.
Logan, we're very proud of
Wipe me
you.
out.
Let's hear for Logan again. All done, Logan. You can sit down and rest now. Good job. Alrighty.
All right, we need a motion to approve the proclamation, the date of February 16, 2025, Logan John Lewandowski Day in honor of his Eagle Scout Award. I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Yay.
All right, what do I do with my agenda?
It's that green one right there. Don't you hate that when that happens?
All right, moving on to ordinance 2025-01, an ordinance to repeal and recreate portions of 200 entitled Land Division and Development Control of the Village of Vernon's Municipal Code.
Mr. President, just so the public knows, the Plan Commission and Village Board have been working on this ordinance for quite some time, so if you don't hear a lot of discussion from the board members, it's because this is about the 4th time they've discussed this.
So is there a motion to approve ordinance 2025-01, an ordinance to repeal and recreate portions 200 entitled Land Division and Development Control? Can have staff post the order.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Approve and authorize village president to sign for the joint powers agreement on the county 911 emergency system. That was a pretty standard agreement we have every year with them.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by trustee Newman. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by trustee Finch. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Review proposals for a new phone system for Village Hall and Vernon Fire Station and authorize village president to sign agreement.
Mr. President, in the packet, the board members had quotes from Zoom, Spectrum, AT&T. We had 3 other quotes that were much higher than PSC. And you did see that we had our notice, which we knew was coming from AT&T. They're discontinuing our old antiquated, no one has the Centrex system anymore. So they're cutting off the phone lines in March at Fire Station number 2, and the village will be shortly behind it. So the urgency in getting something approved is pretty critical. So my recommendation would be go with the PSC agreement as soon as possible and authorize the village president to sign.
I'm surprised at how expensive that all is.
Yeah, and if you'd see what the other quotes we had, you saw 4 other ones. And I hate to say, I did check with other communities with phone systems they've had, and some of the reputations at some of the bigger vendors aren't very good. And this is this company we've used for 10 years, the company that, gave the best proposal. But it's up to you, whatever you decide.
All right, is there a motion to approve the agreement presented from Professional Communication Services dated 1/22/25 and authorize the village president to sign the agreement?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by,
But it's solutions, not services.
you're correct.
Just so it's right.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Newman. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Temporary Class B retail license for Vernon Evangelical Lutheran Church located at South 90 West 27550 National Avenue for fundraising event for confirmation students on May 3rd, 2025.
And once again, Mr. President, this is something they do annually for their confirmation students to pay for their mission trip. It's not for their it's not having a party. They actually go out and do mission work on this money, so.
They've done this every year.
Every year, and we've never had any problems.
So is there a motion to approve the liquor license for this event?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Center Bridge Project, review of bid awarded for the Center Bridge Project.
And no action is required, Mr. President, but in the packet, you saw the bid that the government awarded was at 1.7 million. There also was a confidential document that the board cannot share with the public until all the paperwork is signed, so that confidential document was not in the packet, was in your mailbox, but please do not share that information until the bid agreement is signed.
And once again, the estimated time of bridge closure is around the beginning of April.
Right.
We don't have an exact date yet, but just so people are aware, it will be happening in a couple of months here. Merit Tower Alliance proposal for cell tower located at Vernon Fire Station number 2 on National Avenue. I think we'll talk about that in closed session.
Sounds good.
And North Prairie Joint Municipal Court Agreement, we'll talk about that one in closed session. Spring and fall brush pickup or drop off. We talked about that in staff meeting and needed Brett's input on what would work best for him.
So best for me is it doesn't really matter. It's what you guys really want me to, how you guys want me to do it. If you want me to continue to pick up, if you're looking to save money, then a drop off would work better. And we can, I mean, I have a couple ideas of how we could make that work if that's the route we want to go. But I feel like if that's what we're going to do, we definitely need to decide it now or within by the next meeting for sure, so we can get the word out that we're not gonna be out in spring.
My only concern is with the spring brush pickup, it takes away from your crack filling.
Takes away just from general road work, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
and that's more important to me than picking up brush. So I'd be in favor of some type of brush drop off in the spring, and then possibly, would it be better maybe to have a brush pickup in the fall?
It would probably be easier because it's not as busy of a time.
Okay.
You're not trying to get the parks ready for baseball, you're not trying to, just in general, taking care of spring stuff with the thaw and get as much done as you can right.
Okay.
In
Yeah, we
early
don't have to
spring.
decide on a fall brush pickup at this time, but at least let's get the spring covered with the possibility of maybe having a fall.
Can I ask a question? How many homes did we cover last year?
So I found I put together some rough numbers. I know I put it in my report, but today I put them back together again. Brad had filled out the recycle grant, that's why I couldn't find it.
Oh,
So I did some math today, and we picked up last spring almost double the houses any other year going back to 2018. We picked up at 1,344 houses last spring.
So almost half the house.
Yeah,
So
and it did take us 16 working days rather than 2 weeks.
And you did seem to mention there's a few residents really taking advantage of the pickup.
If we continue pickup, last year I changed the amount and made it more of a structured amount. There was no subjectivity to it. It was just an amount. I think you could cut back on time if we made that a smaller amount and I really stuck to, I'm not taking it if you have that out there. We'll take a picture. Because last year what I did is I mailed letters saying you had too much and next year we won't be taking piles that size. But I think we only mailed out 7 or 8 letters.
Okay.
So not many people really went over the limit that we did put out. But, I mean, yeah, just by the numbers I put together here, we spent a lot of time and quite a bit of money. And
So if we just go to a spring brush drop-off,
I think if you did that, I think you should open for a month. And if you guys would approve like a rotating schedule or something for me to pay the guys OT on those Saturdays that they would have to work, that would still save a significant number from what we're paying between truck wear and tear, diesel fuel, and hours. They could be doing other stuff during the week, and then just one guy come in Saturday for 4 hours for a whole month, and I'll just rotate it amongst all 4 guys, so
everybody gets 4 hours.
everybody
overtime.
gets 4 hours of overtime, and I think that would give people much longer than, the 2 weeks that we're just gonna drive by once,
Yeah.
and it would give them a better opportunity to come in.
We still have mulch left over from last year?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of it, actually.
Yeah, there's a pretty good pile of mulch there yet.
Couldn't you hire somebody seasonal instead of paying what you're gonna pay somebody to sit? That's gonna be a lot of money if you're paying
So-
them overtime.
So I think you
$40
Well, be,
an hour.
and their
plus.
benefits, it's like 80-some
You
dollars an
could
hour.
you could absolutely do that too. If we have the seasonal here, have them work a Saturday and take a Monday off, that would be an option, and I would just come and open up for them, and then shut it down for them at noon.
Okay.
So yeah, but there's those couple options that you could do rather than a pickup, but I think you would need to open it up for longer than 2 weeks if you're gonna do a drop off.
So what weeks are you recommending?
I would do all of, I think what we've been picking up in May, so I would do all of May.
Now, when you have somebody out there for the pickup, I mean, if you brought it on Tuesday at 10 o'clock, can you still drop the stuff off?
Yeah, so yeah, your Monday through Friday would be our regular working hours, and I would have summer help at that point,
Okay,
and the summer help would probably be out there.
okay.
Hopefully they're done with school by then.
So
Or
7:30,
hopefully I get a college kid or something.
7:30 to 3,
Yeah,
and then Saturday,
Saturday would be
8 to noon.
8 to noon.
okay, all of May.
Guys have any more questions about it or comments?
Well, I've discussed this with Chair and everything, but the only thing is do you think, would it hurt anything, like if we have volunteers? I have some people that are willing to volunteer. If you could open it up like maybe the month of, like the last week of March and then go into April, as long as someone's here, to watch.
I have no problem with the idea of volunteers. The problem with volunteers is if one doesn't show up, then what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, I have volunteers that I talked about maybe 5 people. And I would be, willing to volunteer myself. And the people that I talked to are pretty honest, and they're all for it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, but the point being is if one doesn't show up,
What
what
do
am I
you do?
gonna do then? Am I to stay here that day, which I would, because I was scheduled to be open? Or do I call somebody in and pay them to do it? Or, I mean, that's my only fear, is we've been very lucky with Mr. Pepper over the last few years in the fall, volunteering since he suggested a drop-off. But he's not gonna be here forever either.
I guess that would be up to you to maybe interview these potential volunteers and see if they'd be a good fit or not. Leave that up to your decision.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem opening it up, because I'm gonna do that regardless.
Yeah,
And then it's important though also for the volunteers to know to do the sheet, because that goes on our
Right,
recycle
I
grant and
understand.
everything like that. That's, so,
And these people I've talked to, they would be willing, and they are pretty good people.
yeah, I mean, if we can figure out a way that we can do it a little more, I'm sure we can get the gates open.
well, I think a month time to drop off is pretty sufficient.
Well, there's, I mean, I do too, that's why, but,
So, any further discussion? We wanna make a motion to have spring brush drop off for the month of May?
From
Yeah.
7:30 to 3 and Saturdays from 8 to noon.
I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that
Your
motion.
plan.
I'll second that.
Motion second by trustee Pecca. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Mr. President, would you mind doing a deviation to ask the honorable deputy in the back if there's anything he needs to report or?
Sure. Any comments?
I got nothing for you guys. Do you have anything for us?
Just that you're doing a really good job.
Well, I'm not, but the deputy is.
The only thing that the clerk's office has gotten is we've gotten complaints of the speed on, once again, Edgewood Avenue. And then the intersection, they're county roads, Guthrie and National Avenue. We just had a public hearing at Plan Commission and we heard a lot of comments about how extreme the traffic is, the site. I was gonna contact Waukesha County DPW because they complained about vision corners and stuff. But
Okay.
that's the only areas I've heard.
You said Guthrie National?
Yeah, Guthrie and National. And it's mainly, after the bridge and going to National, and that area, significant higher rates of speed. You have anything, Jeff?
I have nothing for him.
Okay. And then, this was outside. Oh,
Somebody's phone? Should I take it?
yeah. I don't know who it is. There's one right outside the front door, so.
Sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you. Be
Oh,
safe.
sure.
Wow, you're really good.
Mystery solved, look at that.
You must be a detective.
No. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, are we,
So yeah, so the next question, Mr. President and board members, is we have a lot of unfinished board minutes, but then we're in the process of catching that up. Do you want to do them in cycles at a board meeting? Do you want to have a separate meeting that's all you're doing is approving minutes? I mean, Plan Commission has the same scenario. There's 3 months where their minutes weren't even done at all, and I did check with our attorney.
23.
I caught up 23 on Plan Commission, but we're behind on 23 and 24 for Village Board. So I'm just talking Village Board minutes, but there's substantial.
Or something like that.
You want to do them?
Yeah.
Because I did check with the village attorney, and even though the person responsible didn't do the minutes, they still have to be done and approved. So I just wanted, there's a lot, so I just wanted to know if you want to do it in segues, or do you want a special meeting? That's all you're doing is,
We did 5 a meeting or something like that, we'd catch up pretty quick, right?
okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Assuming since these minutes are so old, there won't be a lot of detail to them?
No, it's, if there is anything, it's going back and, it's
Listening.
That's it, because technically, all we're required to is have the
a motion.
motions recorded
Oh, okay.
and the results. But we
All right.
don't need a lot of
Right.
stuff with them and being that far back.
Yeah, some of our, so that I'm having the deputy actually do them, because there's not enough information that was even recorded from the previous person, so you'll see them signed by the person that's actually doing the minutes.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
That's all I need, Mr. President.
All right, Spring Village, Vernon newsletter.
That will be at your next board meeting. But my question is there any board members that want to write an article? Because I didn't want to take it all up, but
You got mine?
did you send one? When did you send it?
Early in the week?
Nope, I didn't get yours.
Okay. I was on top of things here, yeah. All right, moving on to correspondence, announcements, and reports. Actually, I have nothing to report. Trustee Pecca?
First of all, I have an apology to make. I accidentally overlooked a staff meeting, so that's why I accidentally forgot. I accidentally apologize, but, I noticed you have like, trustee Pecca's Vernon Strawberry.
Yes.
And what would you like me to say? I have some information here. Well, the only thing is, our neighboring communities like Berlin, Beltzman, I know is, Elm Grove is one. A storm-ready community is, improved public awareness where our residents are better informed about weather threats and everything, so. I think, it would be in the right direction for our, village to go along with this. However, I have all the information here, which I can give to Karen, but I do want to say this for any of you, Mr. Jeff, and trustees, you're more than welcome to Google search it and then read all about it.
We did talk to the fire chief about it, and he did mention we meet all the requirements. If something major would happen, they're able to request additional help from state agencies and stuff to get them to handle the situation. He says, so we are covered as a community in that respect. But as far as community residents, they all should be prepared in their own way. If we lose power or something for a few days, then that's up to them. And also we have
We talked about the phone. I mean, I have channel 12.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
right on
I
here.
do too.
It comes up, and I think most people have a phone will get information on it, the weather.
anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Trustee Finch?
Nothing tonight.
Trustee Newman? DPW Director's Report. Do you have anything else to add for us, Brett?
Not really much, other than we've got general, I emailed out the report earlier to Karen, and I think she shared some of it with you guys.
Yep.
But yeah, we got general permit for the other 1,200 feet of Center Drive. Andy told me he's waiting to talk to somebody about the bridge for when the other 1,200 feet should go out to bid also. So then we can talk about that more when he finds out that date, when it would be best to go out for that.
Okay.
And other than that, no, it's just been pretty much winter maintenance on vehicles and trying to clean up winter ice and whatnot, so done day-to-day work, really.
A lot of salt in the buildings yet.
Well, yeah, and I got a lot to come yet.
I'm suspecting it's gonna be March by the time we get hit with the groundhog seeing 6 more weeks of winter.
We'll probably get a bad one, I'm sure, in March. Yeah, it'll be a wet, heavy one or something.
All right, the county sheriff's report was in our packet. I always find it interesting that he drove over 1,500 miles for the month in Vernon. They went through 153 gallons of fuel. So he's not sitting around doing nothing.
And we'll have to welcome Joseph at our next board meeting. He wanted to be here, but that's our new deputy.
Village administrator clerk report.
I have some bad news. I found out from ETF, the states where we have all our benefits, that none of the income continuation has been reported for employees from the Village of Vernon since 2020-22. So that's another report I'll have to do that was not reported. So anybody that had income continuation, those reports were not filed. Just wanted to tell the public too, we're in the process of doing information, and it's going to be on the website and Facebook and the newsletter on the $700,000 referendum. If anybody saw Channel 4's lead-in when it said $3 million. I just about fell off of my chair. But it is the $700,000 referendum. And it is going to increase our tax levy will go from $1.46 per thousand to $1.96. So it's going to be 50 cents. So if you have a $500,000 home, your taxes would go up $250 a year. And then, but I'll put all those increments. I'm going to show what other people pay in the communities, and you'll get that before it goes out. And I'm in the process of working with the fire department also, not only get profiles from both the chiefs and their perspective on what they're dealing with, but then what's happening countywide, Wisconsin-wide, and nationwide. This is not a problem just for Vernon. It's a problem for all communities as it relates to protective services, whether it's EMTs or the police. It's an issue. So just wanted to let you know. Absentee voting has started here, and I think we've had a total of 6 voters. There is only one question on the ballot unless you are in the Waterford School District. They do have a referendum. So the only thing that's on the primary for this election is the superintendent of schools. That's the only thing. And we're having absentee voting from 8 to 3:30. And then if you can't make those times, call me. I'll make you an appointment. And the last day to vote in person in the clerk's office on Valentine's Day at 5 o'clock. So if you're on a fun night, you can come here, bring your date, vote, and go out to dinner. I'm kidding. And that's all I have for now, Mr. President and board members.
All right, thank you. Moving on to finances.
So the finances okay as far as,
I didn't find any mistakes.
near the I went through them today for a while. I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $82,591.41.
Is there a second? I'll second that motion. If there's any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion? Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Manual checks.
There's none. There is none, Mr.
Okay.
President.
Village board minutes. Thursday, February 6th.
That's today. I'm not that good, Jeff. It would be
No,
January
yeah.
16th.
I'm on the wrong.
Yeah, where you at?
Just a minute, I'll have those minutes done. Just
Yeah. It went back to the beginning of the packet instead of the end of the packet on me.
January 16th?
January 16th. I was just testing Karen, seeing how quick she is.
He gets me sleeping.
I didn't see anything wrong with the meeting when I read them today.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Motion made by trustee Newman. Is there a second?
I'll say.
You hear him.
Go ahead.
Gary.
Take your choice.
Second by trustee Finch. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to January 23rd.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, that was a quick meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve those as well.
Now second it.
Trustee Newman made the motion, second by trustee Finch. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. What we got? January 30th. That was our staff meeting. Another one pretty simple.
I'll make a motion to approve the January 30th village board meeting.
I'll second that.
Second by trustee Newman.
I think if it was that last staff meeting, I have to abstain because I was not there.
So all in favor of the motion? Motion passes unanimously except for the one abstain. Announcements of the next village meeting dates. February 12th of a village board meeting and plan commission at 6 p.m. February 20th, we'll have the village board meeting at 6 o'clock. And all 2025 elections will be held at the Vernon Village Hall. Moving on to the notice of the closed session as printed in item 4 on the agenda. This has to be roll call vote.
Somebody has to make a motion first.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
President Millies,
Aye.
trustee Pecca,
Aye.
trustee Finch,
Aye.
trustee Newman.
Aye.
Mr. President, note for record that your village board has moved to go into closed session by unanimous roll call vote.
All right, we are now in closed session. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Congratulations again, Logan.
Yeah.
You should be proud. It's quite an honor to